Hey everybody, how's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in, and for those of you who haven't visited the channel, welcome to X Rides Cars. Today, we'll go ahead and take a look at this 2014 BMW M5. So this will be a full take on the M5. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip, and go over the performance data, as well as show you a bunch of the unique aspects of both the interior as well as the exterior. So, we'll go ahead and get started. Now the M5 does come standard with a remote smart key access system, so all you have to do is keep the key fob in your pocket and locate this little indentation on the door handle to lock and unlock the vehicle. To lock, just tap it. One beep indicates locking, then after waiting a second, just grab the handle. Two beeps indicate the unlocking. Not to mention, if you fail to close the door all the way, there's an electromechanical mechanism that will automatically bring it back to the frame. It's a full white exterior, featuring a full black merino leather interior with silver line accents across the dash and the doors. Now, along with that smart key system, the M5 also comes standard with remote push-button ignition. All you have to do is put your foot on the brake and hit the button in the dash to start. Beautiful sound from that 4-liter twin turbocharged V8. The M5 comes standard with speed proportional electromechanical rack and pinion power steering on a 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel with multifunction controls on the top 2 spokes. The M5 comes standard with a 7-speed performance automatic transmission with manual shifting on the shifter column as well as the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. You also have a rear backup camera, and along with that you actually also have parking sensor diagrams so it can determine how close or how far you are from a curb or another vehicle if you're parking, which is actually pretty cool. And so we'll go ahead and flip on the automatic headlights, as well as the hazards. All 4 windows are fully automatic. So we'll go ahead and check out the exterior, shall we? The vehicle will chime inside a few times, letting you know it has lost detection of the proximity key fob. The original 5 Series, known as the E12, first debuted in 1972 and was produced from 1972 to 1981. It was built in the sedan body style and it replaced the new class sedans. They were first powered by inline 4-cylinder engines, but an inline 6 was later introduced. The E12 never had an M5, but the predecessor to the M5 was always considered the M535i of that generation. The second generation E28 5 Series was produced from 1981 to 1988. It was the first ever 5 Series to have a diesel engine as an option, but it was also the first time the M5 was offered. The E28 M5 was based on the 535i chassis, but it had a number of mechanical changes making the car more designed for performance. These M5s were powered by the M88 inline 6-cylinder engine. The E34 5 Series was produced from 1988 to 1994. First launched as a sedan, the range went through an expansion in 1990 to include the touring model, which is basically a wagon. The E34 was also the first 5 Series to have a V8 option, along with all-wheel drive, stability control, traction control, and adjustable damping to the 5 Series range. In this generation, there were unusually large ranges of engine types, as there were 9 total. Despite the V8 offerings for this generation, the M5 did not have one of those. It was powered by the S38 inline 6-cylinder, and it was offered in both the sedan and the wagon. The 4th generation E39 5 Series was built from 1995 to 2003. It was the first 5 Series to use aluminum components in the front suspension. Along with that, other chassis parts were also made with aluminum to be able to reduce weight. While previous 5 Series models had recirculating ball steering, the V8 models in the M5 are the only ones to retain that. The 4 and 6-cylinder models get an all-new rack and pinion power steering. The disadvantage, however, is that E39 was never offered with all-wheel drive, unlike both its predecessor and successor. The E39 M5 was powered by a new 4.9-liter naturally aspirated V8, which was the first time the M5 had used a V8. The 5th generation E65 series was sold from 2004 to 2011. Sold in the sedan or wagon body style, the E60 was the first to introduce several electronics, which include the new iDrive infotainment system, heads-up display, active cruise control, active steering, and voice control. The E60 was also the first ever 5 Series to use a turbocharged petrol engine and regenerative braking. Some of the new safety features included adaptive headlights, night vision, active headrests, lane departure warning, and high-intensity emergency brake lights. The E60 M5, sold in both styles, came with a 5-liter S85 V10, and that M5 was the first ever sedan to be offered with a V10, and it was the only one until the Audi S6 V10 came out. It also used an SMG 7-speed single-clutch transmission, which is pretty good. The 6th generation F10 5 Series seen here was first introduced at an event in Munich in 2009. It was the first and only 5 Series to have a Gran Turismo fastback body style. The F10 generation is the first of the 5 Series to offer a hybrid drivetrain, a forced induction V8 engine, an 8-speed automatic transmission, a dual-clutch transmission for the M5 exclusively, active rear-wheel steering, electric power steering, double wishbone front suspension, an LCD instrument cluster, and automatic parking. The F10 generation M5 was first introduced at the 2011 IAA Motor Show in Frankfurt, with the sales beginning later that year. It was powered by an all-new 4.4-liter S63 twin-turbocharged V8, making it the first ever M5 to be turbocharged. This engine originally came from the 550i, but it was slightly revised to produce more power and to be more in the performance area versus the 550i having more leisure and comfort designations. The F10 M5 also features a new active M differential, which provides more torque vectoring between the rear wheels and also improves the overall handling of the car. You can also get carbon ceramic brakes, which allows for better stopping power, especially when you're driving on a drag strip or on the track. However, the disadvantage with that is, of course, they wear out faster and they are very expensive to replace. It is an $8,000 option. This is the first M5 to receive a dual-clutch transmission. You can also get a 6-speed manual transmission as a no-cost option, which can, of course, be a more driver-engaging option because it is more of a fun transmission to drive with on a performance car. The F10 was produced until 2016, as the F90 generation M5 took over for the 2018 model year, and that is what is currently being produced today. As far as the exterior features, you have bi-xenon projector headlights, LED turn signals, front parking sensors, unique black kidney grille specific to the M5, standard steel brakes, carbon fiber mirror caps, these are optional, You do have blind spot assist, lane departure warning, rear parking sensors, M-specific exhaust. This M5 comes with the optional 5 twin-spoke alloy wheels measuring 20 by 9 inches in front and 20 by 10 in the rear, running on two 65/35 R20 tires in front and two 95/30 R20s in the rear, with front and rear ventilated steel compound disc brakes with anti-locking, electronic brake distribution, as well as active brake assist. The M5 comes with a Performance Tune independent double wishbone front suspension and an independent multi-link rear suspension with front and rear stabilizer bars, coil springs, as well as gas pressurized shock absorbers. This vehicle has a length of 193.5 inches, a width of 74.4 inches, as well as a height of 57.3 inches, running on a 116.7 inch wheelbase. Total curb weight can be around 4387 pounds. The BMW M5 comes standard with a 4.4-liter twin-turbocharged and intercooled direct injection V8. It produces 560 brake horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 500 pound-feet of torque at 1,500 RPM. 0 to 97 kilometers an hour or 0 to 60 miles an hour is rated at 4.2 seconds or 4.3 if equipped with a manual transmission with a top speed of 155 miles per hour. This car is rear-wheel drive with a 21.1 gallon tank requiring 91 octane or 95 RON petrol fuel. EPA estimated miles per gallon ratings are 14 city and 20 on the highway. Open up the M5 and you're greeted with a really nice interior. You have power windows, locks, mirrors, 2-person memory for the driver's seat. You have a 14-way power-adjusted sport seat. M5 sill plates. So we'll go ahead and shut it up. Nice tight panels. Now this M5 does come with a Harman Kardon sound system standard. You have side curtain airbags, full Alcantara headliner, visors with vanity mirrors and reading light, Bluetooth microphone up top, SOS emergency, reading lights, fully automatic sunroof, auto-dimming rear view mirror with 3-position garage home link. As far as your infotainment system, you have AM and FM satellite radio, you also have iPod and auxiliary, and of course USB. There's also navigation and telephone controls. You do have a 6-disc CD changer. Dual zone climate control, it is automatic. You also have heated front seats, 2 cup holders with your 12-volt power outlet, transmission shifter, and you also have traction control, auto start stop, steering for sport mode and things like that. Since this is a performance designated vehicle, you have your controller for your navigation system and media system. You have an electronic parking brake, pull to activate and put your foot on the brake and push down to deactivate. Little storage area, full center console with wireless charging as well. As far as your steering wheel, you You do have very unique features. You have cruise control, you have paddle shifters, you have voice command and telephone controls, and you also have other settings for your infotainment system, which you can control with the steering wheel, which is pretty cool. On your instrument cluster, you have a fuel gauge, speedometer, tachometer, and engine temperature. You also have voice command, help.
To obtain the voice commands of the displayed panel, say voice commands.
So it's pretty straightforward. You have other lane guidance features on your left-hand side, as well as your headlight controls. A little storage area as well. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and shut it down. So we'll go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we? Open up the back of the BMW M5. Nice amount of legroom and space. You do have a full visor. Another M5 tread plate. You also have heated rear seats and single zone climate control for the rear and a 12-volt power outlet. Storage pocket. Center console with 2 cup holders. And a little access gate to the rear boot. You also have rear reading lights. Coat hook and handle. The M5 does have a decent amount of cargo space for its class. You get a good 14 cubic feet or 396 total liters of cargo space. Underneath you will of course have all of your electronic storage, jack storage, and spare tire, but along with that you also have storage to the side as well. You can of course fold the rear seats if you want to get some extra cargo space if you're fitting a bunch of larger items. There's also a pass-through door as well if you need to just bring one long thing through the cargo area and the passenger area. The passenger seat does feature the same 14-way adjustments as the driver's side, including 2-person memory. Nice sized glove box. The BMW M5 is a very unique vehicle overall. It combines the great practicality of a 5 Series in general, but also that incredible performance from that twin turbocharged V8, making it incredibly quick as well. Just one elegant and quick vehicle. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video of this 2014 BMW M5. Be sure to stay tuned next time, there's a lot more where all this came from, and be sure to subscribe today and check out all the future content coming to X Rides Cars. Take care everybody.